In a time when the pressures of daily life seem relentless, the wisdom of the past offers surprising guidance. We are constantly connected, perpetually busy, and surrounded by expectations that often lead to overwhelming stress and burnout. This modern condition, characterized by a feeling of being constantly on, has left many searching for effective ways to manage the mental and emotional toll. The digital age, with its endless notifications and the blurring lines between work and personal life, has created a unique set of challenges our minds were not built to handle. It is precisely in this context that we find an urgent need for practical, time-tested strategies to reclaim our inner peace and build lasting mental fortitude. By turning to Stoic philosophy and Buddhist mindfulness, we uncover strategies that are as practical today as they were centuries ago. These two ancient traditions, though born from different cultures and contexts, converge on a powerful central theme. The path to tranquility lies not in changing the world around us, but in mastering our internal response to it. From the Stoic emphasis on rational acceptance to the Buddhist focus on present moment awareness, these philosophies offer a comprehensive toolkit for navigating the complexities of the modern human experience. This exploration will show how their core principles can be woven into the fabric of our daily lives to foster resilience and prevent the exhaustion that has become all too common. The Stoics, flourishing in ancient Greece and Rome, were masters of mental resilience. They understood that much of life is outside our direct control, the actions of others, the turns of fortune, the inevitability of loss. Their primary principle was to differentiate between what we can change and what we cannot, and to find serenity in accepting the latter. The philosopher Epictetus famously taught that our chief task is to focus our energy solely on our own judgments, actions, and will. This is not a philosophy of passive resignation, but one of radical empowerment. By accepting the things beyond our control, we free ourselves from the anxiety and frustration of trying to command the uncontrollable. This shift in perspective allows us to channel our efforts, where they matter most, toward our own character and responses. Reflection on adversity was another cornerstone of Stoic practice. Seneca, in his letters to his friend Lucilius, frequently advised preparing the mind for hardship through negative visualization, imagining the loss of wealth, health, or loved ones. This was not meant to be a morbid exercise, but a way to inoculate the mind against the shock of misfortune and cultivate gratitude for what one currently possesses. By mentally rehearsing potential difficulties, the Stoics believed one could face actual adversity with greater calm and resolve. Daily practices were essential to embedding these principles. Stoics would engage in morning and evening reflections, reviewing their actions, judging them against their values, and planning for the day ahead with a clear-headed sense of purpose. These routines were designed to strengthen mental toughness, transforming philosophical ideas into a lived reality and building a mind that remains steady amidst chaos. In parallel, Buddhist mindfulness offers a profound path to understanding and alleviating suffering. At the heart of this tradition lie the Four Noble Truths, a framework that diagnoses the human condition with remarkable clarity. The first truth acknowledges the existence of suffering dukkha, not as a pessimistic declaration, but as a realistic observation of life's inherent difficulties, from minor dissatisfactions to profound grief. The second truth identifies the cause of this suffering, craving, attachment, and aversion. It is our relentless desire for things to be different than they are that fuels our discontent. The third truth offers hope, stating that the cessation of suffering is possible. Finally, the fourth truth lays out the path to this cessation, the Noble Eightfold Path, a practical guide to ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. This framework provides a deep understanding that suffering is not a random affliction, but a conditioned process we can learn to interrupt. Mindfulness meditation is the central technique for applying these insights. Through the practice of sitting and observing the breath, thoughts, and emotions without judgment, we learn to untangle ourselves from our mental chatter. Instead of being swept away by a storm of anxiety or anger, we can watch it rise, peak, and pass like clouds in the sky. This practice cultivates a space between stimulus and response, allowing for more conscious and compassionate choices. Buddhism also emphasizes the importance of cultivating compassion, karuna, and loving kindness, metta, both for oneself and for others, by recognizing our shared human experience of suffering and our common desire for happiness. We soften the hard edges of judgment and foster a sense of interconnectedness. This compassionate self-awareness is a powerful antidote to the self-criticism and isolation that often accompany stress, helping us to manage our inner world with kindness rather than resistance. To bring these powerful philosophies from abstract theory into concrete practice, we can adopt simple yet transformative exercises from both traditions. One of the most effective Stoic tools is journaling. Following the example of Marcus Aurelius, whose meditations were his private reflections, we can start or end our day by writing down our thoughts. This practice allows us to dissect our worries, question our automatic negative judgments, and reaffirm our core values. A simple prompt might be, what happened today that was outside my control? How did I react? How could I have responded with more virtue and tranquility? This reflective process builds self-awareness and reinforces the discipline of focusing only on what we can influence, making us more resilient in the face of daily challenges. From the Buddhist tradition, mindfulness breathing exercises offer an immediate anchor to the present moment. This can be as simple as taking 3 conscious breaths whenever you feel overwhelmed. Inhale deeply, noticing the sensation of the air filling your lungs, and exhale slowly, releasing tension. This small act interrupts the cycle of stress and brings your awareness back from future worries or past regrets to the simple reality of the here and now. For a more integrated approach, we can combine Stoic reflection with Buddhist presence. When facing a stressful situation, first apply the Stoic principle of acceptance. Acknowledge what you cannot change about the circumstances. Then, use a mindfulness technique to ground yourself in the present, observing your emotional response without judgment. This 2-step process reflect and be present provides a practical framework for managing daily stress with both wisdom and calm, preventing small anxieties from escalating into overwhelming burnout. The question remains, how can these ancient practices truly fit into our demanding, fast-paced modern lives? Their relevance lies in their scalability and adaptability. You do not need to retreat to a monastery or an ancient Athenian stoa to benefit from this wisdom. Instead, it is about integrating small, actionable routines into the life you already lead. A Stoic morning reflection can take just 5 minutes before you check your email, setting an intention for the day based on your values rather than your to-do list. A mindfulness breathing exercise can be practiced discreetly during a tense meeting or while waiting in line for coffee. The commute to work can become an opportunity for a guided meditation on a smartphone app, transforming dead time into a moment of intentional self-care. These micro-practices, when performed consistently, compound over time to build remarkable mental resilience. For example, by regularly practicing the Stoic exercise of viewing obstacles as opportunities for growth, you begin to reframe challenges at work not as sources of stress, but as chances to practice patience, creativity, and perseverance. Similarly, by consistently using mindfulness to notice your emotional triggers, you become less reactive and more intentional in your communication with colleagues and loved ones. These are not grand, time-consuming gestures, but small, deliberate shifts in mindset and behavior. The benefits extend far beyond simple stress reduction. They foster a deeper sense of purpose, clarity, and emotional balance, ultimately serving as a powerful preventative measure against burnout and creating a foundation for a more fulfilling life. Therefore, we are encouraged to explore the rich teachings of both Stoic philosophy and Buddhist mindfulness, not as historical artifacts, but as living traditions with profound contemporary relevance. The journey into this ancient wisdom is not about choosing one path over the other, but about drawing from the complementary strengths of both the rational fortitude of the Stoics and the compassionate awareness of the Buddhists. By doing so, we equip ourselves with a versatile and robust set of tools for navigating the inevitable challenges of our time. This exploration demonstrates that even in our fast-paced, always-on world, ancient reflection can light a path through stress and burnout.